Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, and this is where it all started. This block right here. A little backstory. I like Harry Potter, Hogwarts, stuff like that. And basically what I did was, I was playing in single player, I was doing a build of another place on this server, and I had finished it, but in doing so I had decorated a library, and I thought, wow, how cool would it be to have this massive place where I could have books and stuff, and don't ask me why, but for whatever reason, Great Hall, which has 0 books in it, maybe 1, came to mind, and well, I decided to make the Great Hall from Harry Potter. Now, when I was doing this, obviously, I'm in Conan Exiles, and it has its limitations. My computer has its limitations, and I was curious if I could get away with it. I mean, this is unfinished. I'm going to show you basically some of the areas that have been finished, some of the areas that have yet to have work done. This is the Great Tower, the Grand Staircase, and another thing I wanted to mention too is I intentionally did not look at reference photos from Harry Potter when I was doing Hogwarts. What I did do was I found a floor plan, and I'll show that here. And that was from Half-Blood Prince, and also mods. I'm using mods, and I will have a list of them right here. And you can pause the video, have a look at them. These mods are the pertinent mods, the mods that I needed to do what I'm doing here. In fact, all the stuff that here, this trim, the arches, all this stuff is from Glass Constructions and more. So, again, there will be a list. And if I see anything specific, I'll call them out as far as the mods go, so that you know exactly where they were used. But this is Glass Constructions and more. I would go ahead and I just may, once it's fully complete, once everything is decorated, show you basically all of the frame rates as we move through the world. But the Great Tower, it's not complete, and because of the limitations of Conan, I mean, I obviously cannot make stairs that are shifting and stuff like this, and I mean, what I was focused on with the tower was the silhouette, more than anything. Get it as big as I thought it was, or it looked in the movie, and you know, go from there. But because Dumbledore's office, the headmaster's office, is so iconic, I definitely wanted to make sure that I, you know, that I could do it justice. Now, this area in here is not complete. I don't know if it ever will be. There are sections here that I am seriously thinking about closing off. I just kind of wanted to see, you know, what I could get away with. And yeah, way down there is the actual floor, and that's the grand staircase that you saw. So I'll tell you what. Let me fly down and we'll go up here. Yeah, there's lots of stuff here that has not been completed. To save on parts, there in Glass Constructions and more, there is a 4-block high, 1-block wide piece that looks like this on one side, and on the other side it looks like this, 4-block high, and that is basically considered 1 block, which is nice. The support, and I'm still dealing with structural integrity. You know, I am using Pythagoras building, which are these beams here, to add extra structural integrity. So don't think that this is a godlike thing, because it's not. I had a lot of help. I could not have done it without a few things. But at any rate, this is the entrance to Dumbledore's office, and it has not been made yet, complete. But yeah, this is the general gist of it, where I was going. Again, from memory, there would be lots of bookcases here with books, you know, big library shelves and alcoves in the corner, a place for him to sleep, I'm sure, and all these things. And I know that there's like another tower behind this, but again, you know, structural integrity. And anyhow, this is this was something. I was just throwing stuff together and hoping it stuck, basically. I have, after having created this as the second part to the Great Hall, again, courtyard, Great Hall, I was going to just say, okay, I've filled myself, I'm good with that, I don't need to keep going, but I decided just to push through and see again how far I could go to kill the engine, kill my computer, or something. Okay, so you'll see that some places are much more finished than others. This is the quad area. We'll go in there in a second in these windows here. That's the library in there. Also, I do know that while I did have the blueprint basically for Hogwarts from Half-Blood Prince, there were just places I could not put together based on canon, lore, you know, whatever you want to call it. But I did get a chance to finish up some areas that I thought at least gave the flavor, the feeling, the playfulness, if you will, of Hogwarts. And yeah, so this is the library. And well, a part of it. It's like that what do you call it? The iconic aesthetic of the library. I wanted to have tons more. Again, considering I'm working with limitations, I wanted to make sure I didn't kill the project before it gets started. But now that the majority of Hogwarts is built, I can start messing with it. Because if I come up here, the plan is to put a ton more books through here too, and that chain is there to have a chandelier hang down, and we'll get that done too. But yeah, so this leads back to the Great Hall entrance, and then of course I saw on the blueprints there was a tower here. Again, I think if you look at the movie and, you know, the Viaduct is there, you got a tower there. But again, the movies also changed the layout of Hogwarts to suit the story, to suit the places that they used in the real world, to simulate, to stage where they were, what they were doing. So, in a lot of ways, I mean, Hogwarts is basically a dream that we all dream, a vision that we all envision, and this was mine, and I just went off that blueprint. So anyhow, if you come through here, and you make your way up, you'll get to the Viaduct. The viaduct takes you across to the bell tower and the grand gallery. Whoa. So, oh yeah, another thing. In Conan, and I'll take you actually up above the tower, the grand tower here. But in Conan, what you're seeing right now are the best that you can get as far as the pitch, slope, call it what you will, the degree of angle of a roof, and that's all you're going to get. And when you look at pictures of Hogwarts, every one of these towers, for the most part, their spire looks like that. The Great Tower, I did try to do just normal roof pieces, and yeah, that wasn't working, and it is uneven. But I want you to understand that every one of these, please understand, every one of these pieces you see here was hand placed, and I'm using Shawnee's Shale Rock G, I believe it is. I don't even want to know what the object count is on this, but having a flat tower on this massive structure, probably one of the most iconic pieces of the silhouette of Hogwarts that you could imagine. If you think of Hogwarts, you think Grand Tower and everything else around it, the Great Hall. And I just couldn't get that using that little stuff there. So yeah. It's pretty massive though, and it took a lot of work. Okay. The gallery. So, again, please forgive me. I'm sure I did not nail it at all. Here. Alright, so let's get back to it. The viaduct, the entrance, the grand gallery, or the great gallery, the grand gallery. Not finished with this yet, to be fair. Also, when you're doing in Conan, when you're building towers onto something square, and this leads into, you see this little step here? That will haunt me. That decision to do this will haunt me all the way through the rest of this build. And we'll talk about that in a little bit later. But, yeah, that leads to the library and the quads. And that's a suspension bridge across to the Astrology Tower area, which we'll get to. But anyhow, back to this. All these areas I have yet to finish off. This is the potions room. And I believe that's the octagonal tower is what it's called. Oh, also, I'm not a huge nerd when it comes to, and I mean nerd in a very respectful and caring way. I am not a huge nerd when it comes to Harry Potter, for the most part. I am a fan. I'm not a nerd. I don't know stuff. So if I say that's the octagonal tower where the potions are done, where the potion class is held, I mean, maybe. In my mind, I guess, in my creation it is. But anyhow, this isn't finished. Yeah, but this leads to where the greenhouses would be. I say would be because, well, here's some. This was an idea of what I wanted to do. Oh, yep, frame rate. This is an idea of what I wanted to do. All the way through, and lots more of it. And I'll show you why that didn't quite work out. There's a big freaking mountain here. And what a bummer, because yeah, well, the layout is so huge, the footprint of Hogwarts is so massive that, well, it's supposed to go on that way for quite a bit and wrap around the front. Yeah. That was a bummer. You see that? That was supposed to be a tower. There's another tower on that side, supposed to be there. And the exit. And it just never happened. There's no place, I believe, and if there is, please let me know in the comments. There's no place in the Exiled Lands in Conan that has a similar layout and an environment, biome, that would accommodate this kind of a build. This would look weird in the jungle. This would look weird in the desert. This is the closest I could get to the terrain type in the Harry Potter movies, but yeah. So I'll show you a little bit more details. So all this area is basically a blank canvas for me to decorate and do with what I want. And to be fair, again, this was just to see if I could, and kind of did, but that mountain really ticks me off because it's kind of stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. So let's have a look at the quad real quick and give you an idea of where I want to go. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to show you the classrooms. So the quad. Let's go up. And the irony too is I'm probably going to get lost on my own build. So that vase that popped up was actually an effects creator. You're seeing it because I am admin. I am the creator of this, and I can see it to manipulate it and edit it how I want and see fit. But yeah, really had a lot of help here from various mods. Again, showing you Beyond and Beyond Rustic and Shawnee. Shawnee is pretty amazing. Well, they all are. Anybody that's familiar with mods will understand my pain when I say that I did not have Dude's delightful decorations. That kind of sucked not having. But anyhow, I'm just all over the place, and I hope you forgive me for my rambling on. But let's go back down. On this level, yep, that's just a holding room. On this level, I can get to the classrooms, which are in the lower level here. I'm not going to tell you which classrooms these are. I'm hoping that when you see them, you will recognize them. And the last one so far, that I already showed you. I got turned around. This one. Nothing done there really, but it is a classroom. Ah, yes. In fact, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that other classroom, but at any rate, we are trying. I am trying to get it done. This goes back towards the Grand Tower. Yep, we're actually below it right now. And let's see, the quad. Let's go back here. So this part here, from what I understand, is the hospital wing. So I remember the long hall, lots of beds, windows, etc. in one scene. And yes, the walls are different colors. I had to stick with, this is the black ice and black ice trims, glass constructions and more. But anyhow. And then there are private rooms too. Staff and stuff and whatnot. So, this is just part of the quads again. Basically the sitting areas, all that. No decoration, but, you know, it's there. If you come through the hospital wing, you go across this narrow little hall, and then you are basically into the clock tower, which is directly above us, and then that has a courtyard, and that courtyard leads to the bridge that heads towards the standing stones. Again, can't make it all rickety. I can't make it, you know, basically true to what we see in the movies, but yeah. So that's what we got there. And if you notice, see the Grand Tower, it's not even showing. It's not. This is such a big footprint that stuff in the distance is not rendering right now. And honestly, the only way I can get it there is to max out my field of view to like something 105, and then I can catch it all, but then it'll give you motion sickness, I guarantee it will. So, let's go through here. And this little wrap around here, little courtyard, and then the clock tower. Let's take you up and have a look at that too. How did I get this particular piece? I'm using a service, an editor within the game. Basically, it's called Pippi. I definitely want to give credit to Pippi. Pippi allows us to do a lot of things. One of them is to set a wallpaper, right? So, what I mean by that is a sticker that you can place on the geometry of this tower, for instance, like I did here, and then you can save an image, such as the clock face from the clock tower, to a Dropbox or a website, you know, somewhere that you're going to have a URL. Copy that URL, and then assign that URL to this particular wallpaper, and it will bring the image into the game. There you have it. Pardon me. There you have it. So, again, there's no way I can make pointy things, so I had to hand place rocks. This is a courtyard where Albus Dumbledore falls to his death from the great height above. And, you know, that was sad. But this is where he plummeted to, right here. The greenhouses are supposed to be behind here, wrap around. And I can't do it. So, I'll take you a quick tour of the Astrology Tower. I don't want this video to go on crazy long, so I won't get into too much detail, but basically, that's what you're looking at construction-wise. Yep. There is a lower level to this. Actually, I'll take you down there. And it's more of the studies area, amphitheater. There we go. Where staff could stand here and talk to the students, teach them, etc., etc. Manifest stars and planets there, and all that good stuff. And this, of course, leads out to the courtyard in front of this front side of the Astrology Tower. Alright. Let's get going. We'll go up. And up. And up. First level, observation. Second level, observation. And third level. This is, I'm going to just go with it. This is where basically I just noticed that there is actually a thrall outpost there. That shack in the center of the screen. That's just about where I would want to put the training ground. And that's not going to work. But it's also funny because Hagrid's hut. Hagrid's hut. You're a wizard, Harry. Anyhow. So, that's where Albus gets popped by Severus, and he falls off, and down he goes. But anyhow, that was that's basically the tour. Up here is supposed to be a massive roof, and that just ain't doing it. And I'm not gonna put any more objects in like I did with these towers here and for the Grand Tower, because I am really worried that I won't be able to put anything that's going to be decorative anywhere else on this map, and eventually it's just going to crack and break bad. And therefore I'm going to do, and I am doing, this run through for you, whoever's interested. I've got ideas actually to how to do this on a multiplayer server. This is a single player game again. As I've said, I have ideas on how to do that to make it work and not kill whoever decides to come and play on server. And this is a good first run to get an idea. There are a lot of things that I did that were poor choices, and I've learned from that. I know that next time around, if I do another build of this, there's a lot of things I'll do different. One of them would be laying out the footprint before getting crazy, because remember, that's where I started. I just wanted to see if I could do the Great Hall, and then I just wanted to see if I could do the Grand Tower. The blueprint that I did follow, I like. I mean, it works for me. There are many out there. Again, at the end of this video, I'll show you the blueprint again. It's official Warner Brothers blueprint from Half-Blood Prince. I will use that again. But when I do it, I'm going to lay the foundations for the entire thing, because I originally just wanted to do this and just kept going. But I'm going to lay the blueprint, or the building blocks in a footprint for the entire thing, and then build from there. Some of these things I did nail as far as distance goes. This is about to scale. I don't know, and it scares me to think about it. I'm not sure the Grand Tower, height-wise, is to scale. Or actually any of these larger iconic pieces are to scale. But, yeah. It was something. And then what I'm going to do is I'll probably go into a higher field of view. Currently my field of view is at 703, or not 703, geez, wow, no, not that, 73. And what I'm going to do is go into a field of view 105, and you'll see maybe everything. But let's, vertical field of view 105 gives us this. It is a forced perspective, but it does kind of give you an idea of how tall this stuff is. And I'm going to try to grab everything in here, and then you can see the layout, and we'll get way up there. But anybody that's built in Conan Exiles, you kind of get an idea of the scale of this thing, and all that really proves is that I'm insane. There are rooms below the clock tower that, oh, I didn't show you that either. The rooms below the clock tower that, you know, would be decorated and put together for, you know, any kind of aesthetic that makes you feel like, well, Harry Potter, Hogwarts. Diagon Alley, I think, is something I'm interested in doing as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think Diagon Alley would be a lot easier, even as detailed as some of that stuff is. The scale of this build itself, it's crushing. I feel crushed. There's just a lot going on here. Like I said, I had a lot of fun. These look like chimneys, right? So I thought at the end of this thing, what I'd do is I'd put a flue system in. And let's see if I can even get you there. Oh boy. Flue system. Come up. It's down there. Can I even get to it? Hold on. I forget. It's been a while since I've been here. I'm not even sure I can get to this thing. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, these are all flues. So at some point I can put a fireplace in there, or just leave it the way it is and put some special effects. And right and left side are flue system transports. They wrap pretty much all around here. Yeah. So, at any rate, I'll pop back out of here and I'll take you back up in the air, straighten some things out, and honestly, if you have any constructive criticism, and believe me, I don't blame you if you do. I have a lot of critiquing about myself that I'm doing. Please comment. Let me know what you think. I will probably post a more serious, more in-depth video, a little cleaner, more polished, once this is done, once I have got it where I want to show it as a showpiece. Right now I just don't feel that it's there. I don't know if it will ever get there, but again, thank you for at least watching. And I do hope you found some kind of enjoyment out of it all. Sorry about that field of view. I will take it back at the next available convenience. Sorry about that field of view. But at any rate, so there it is. Hogwarts Conan Exiles. First attempt, and not unhappy with it, but like I said, there's a lot of things I will do different once I go to build it again. And I'm hoping that there will be more ways to make these stone spire things rather than putting 500 objects on top of a tower to make that happen. Anyhow, this is Talon signing out.